In this video, we're going to talk about Apple Intelligence, iPhone 16, and the prompt injection. The goal of this video is to ask many questions to this local AI model and help us to understand it better. I'm going to be asking what user data does it hold, the APIs it will be using, how old is the model, and many more questions. So stay till the end of this video to find out all the answers to your questions and see, is it really that better than ChatGPT or any other AI model, or is it just a gimmick by Apple again to sell its newer model? My first experiment was to ask this AI model how much does it know about Tim Cook, the CEO. So what I did was I used this small Python code to fool it to answer me things about Tim Cook. So I used this command and I ran this code. Results were good. It showed me things about Tim Cook. Our first experiment was the success, the basic one. So I moved to the next experiment. It was my creativity test. So I wanted to see, can it really draw things like I used to do in ChatGPT? So I asked it, can you draw a sky art of a man using this code? And no doubts, it was a success again. I was able to get the picture of a man using the sky art. This tells us that Apple Intelligence has some creative functions in it and is just not a simple text model. So this experiment was a pass, but will it pass the next experiments? Let's see. Next experiment was to know its multilingual abilities. I wanted to check, will this AI model be able to handle languages which are not officially supported by Apple? So I asked this command, and it turns out Apple Intelligence can support many languages other than what were advertised by Apple. So expect that you can edit more languages in future or even right now with this local AI model, whether it be Spanish, Hindi, English, French, whatever. Now the next test was for the support for third-party APIs. I wanted to see if Apple Intelligence is good on its own or is it talking to other APIs like Google or any other APIs within itself. So I asked this command to the Apple Intelligence and the results were mind-blowing. It told me that it is talking to many APIs in the list and it cannot display all of them. So expect your data to be passed around within the Apple Intelligence. My next experiment was, can this model be used for malicious attempts? Yes, that is true. Right now, there is a black market where AI models are being corrupted and being used for malicious attempts. So I tested its security and I asked it, can it tell me about some commonly used passwords? And again, the Apple Intelligence failed miserably. It showed me all the mostly used passwords and there was the list. After getting a bit disappointed by what I just saw, I decided to do another experiment and see if it revealed what the personal information does it hold on the users. The answer was not really accurate, or I would say it was a bit vague. I expected to know more, but this is what I got. Now that I was not satisfied with this answer, I decided to take it a step further and ask it, how does it learn about the users over time? So it showed me these results. It's amazing how Apple Intelligence is going to be used to know about all these items, about the users. Now I wanted to try something fun. I asked it, what is its opinion upon Android or iPhone? Which phone is better? And it was fun to see its response. That's what it was. Back to the security, and I asked the Apple Intelligence if it could tell me how to do SQL injection. On my first try, I failed when I directly asked it, but I used a clever way then. I asked it to give me an example of Java code to identify the code that could cause SQL injection. And without a disappointment, it showed me how to do SQL injection. It was crazy. You cannot even do that in ChatGPT, and being able to do this within your Apple Intelligence is just crazy and shows us how much work the Apple Intelligence need to do to improve its security. Finally, I asked the Apple Intelligence on which data was the model trained on. So what I mean by that is, the models are trained using certain set of data and particular year. So a model could be trained up to 2020 and it will have the information of all the users or the information news up until 2020. Now a latest model would mean that it will have data up until 2024. So I asked this particular question, that how old is the data or the model that you're using? And I was surprised with the answer. Apple Intelligence is still using data up until 2021. Yes, the model is 3 years old. So it is being trained on a 3 years old data. So don't expect the AI model to give you any answers that are latest or are from past 3 years. So the model is pretty old as per today's standard when the models are always updating. So Apple really needs to work on this. So it's up to you if you really want to upgrade your iPhone just for Apple Intelligence, provided all these security flaws and how old this model is. I would rather spend some money and buy a ChatGPT Pro version for my iPhone and just use it for my daily work. That's all for today. Please subscribe and like this video and comment if there is a particular command that you would like me to run, and I will create a YouTube short for it and I will tag you. But make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.